Court is calling 2023 CR 1649, State of Texas versus Michael Keith Johnston. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Richard Garcia for the defense. Ready, Judge?
Are you Mr. Johnston?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor. Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Johnston, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor, I
Do
do.
you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnston, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's $57 for drug testing. There's to be regular UAs, sober support meetings once a week. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Your Honor, I submit State's Exhibit 1 and the attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sorry, state, you can continue to confer.
Thank you.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. Court has reviewed the same. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court would defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. We're asking that you waive the PSL.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor. We just ask that you follow the plea bargain agreement.
All right, Mr. Johnson, when's the last time you had employment before being arrested?
It's been a while.
What's a while?
Years.
Why are you not working?
Me and my grandmother we were having issues at the time, and she had my my paperwork.
How old are you?
Me, 29 going on 30.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
So if you were released, do you have a place to stay?
Yes, ma'am.
Who would that be with?
My grandmother's house.
Does she want you there?
She's told me time and time to come back.
Okay.
He takes care of his grandmother, Judge.
Okay. All right, what's your drug of choice?
I prefer to use meth.
Okay, how often have you been using before being arrested?
Once or twice, about every week.
All right. How far did you go in school?
High school.
What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
First, planning on getting clean. I'm planning on trying to get my shit together. But
Okay. You know, somebody told me a joke about that. They said they don't want it, and they don't have it.
Right.
Just use that in your mind. The worst thing is to go up creek
Yeah.
and you know, my mom explained to me, she's like, if you're going up there without a paddle, that means you have to use your hands.
That's right.
So, all right. 4 years deferred adjudication, $57 restitution for drug testing. I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court. That's to be while in custody. If they don't accept him, then I'm going to want a TAP evaluation while in custody and to follow TAP recommendations. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days upon release. 100 hours of community service restitution. Regular UAs. Well, regular random UAs. Field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. And if everything is okay after that, then 1 time per month, every 3 months. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
no, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Oh, you have to go around, Richard.
No.
Did you review? It's an invisible wall there, right? Did you review that with that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, from here on out, we can go off the record. From here on out, everything that you do, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could result in me going to prison for 10 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it. If the answer is maybe, don't do it. If you have an issue, communication in this court is key. Just let probation know. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sorry, what? Oh, okay. Court is calling 2023 CR 0652, State of Texas versus Jose Antonio Romero. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Manuel Rodriguez.
Are you Mr. Romero?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Romero, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you're proceeding with a repeater count?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Romero, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right, you're charged with the offense of criminal mischief, 2,500 to 30,000. Normally, that's a state jail felony with a range of punishment of 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and a $10,000 fine. If the enhancement is proven to be true, then it will be a 3rd-degree felony. So your range of punishment will be anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court doesn't have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Romero, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sir.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense,
Yes.
state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement, you're not to have any contact with the YMCA at 2900 Ruiz. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
State any evidence?
Your Honor, I submit State's Exhibit 1 and the attachments.
We reviewed it. No objections, Judge.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. Mr. Romero, with regards to the repeat offender enhancement allegations, how do you plead to those allegations? True or not true?
She's asking if those prior convictions that I showed you on my phone, if they're true or not true.
The truth.
All right. The court will review State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. Okay, while that is happening, I have reviewed the record. Why did they ask you to get out of the pool at the YMCA? What's going on?
I have no idea, but I assumed that it was for to get my things as a prize because people pick on me on the streets.
Okay. So if I follow this plea bargain agreement, what are you going to be doing with the rest of your life? Do you have people to stay with? What are you? your plans?
Rollerblading. Rollerblade. I get a government check.
Okay. All right. Oh, no problem. So any objections to the state reopening the case to produce more evidence, counsel?
None, Judge.
All right. After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. The court will find both enhancements true based upon your plea of true and based upon State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
My client's requesting all the credit for his time served, which I asked the clerk this morning, came out to 241 days credit in Bear County Jail. And we'd ask that you follow the plea bargain. Judge, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, the court will follow your plea bargaining agreement. The court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. Is there going to be restitution?
No, Judge, we reached out to the complaining witnesses in this case, and they were the ones that we were able to get a hold of were reimbursed through their insurance.
Okay. All right. There's to be no contact with YMCA at 2900 Ruiz. And as previously stated, the court is finding enhancements true. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
No.
All right. Did you review the document entitled trial court certification with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes,
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
yes,
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. If there are some sort of issues, if there are mental health issues, if there are drug issues, there are plenty of places in San Antonio now that are free. You understand?
yes.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 5714W, State of Texas versus Jonathan Ryan Nicholas. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Jordan Brown, state.
and for the defense?
Alex Scharf, ready?
All right, if you all are behind the court reporter, there's no talking when we're on the record because it makes it difficult for the court reporter to hear. And one thing I try to do, if possible, is make everybody's job as easy as possible. So no talking in the box when you're behind the court reporter and we're on the record. All right, counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Nicholas, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to indict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand your attorney has certain rights, mainly the passage of 2 entire days from the presentation of the information, and also he has 10 days to prepare for trial. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And counsel, it's the court's understanding that you've been representing Mr. Nicholas for longer than 10 days?
Yes.
And were you aware about these charges for more than 10 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you received the discovery for more than 10 days?
Yes, Judge.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Showing you what's entitled information. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of child pornography? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Nicholas, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There are no applications. This will run concurrent with 2018 CR 3520W. The state will take in consideration the following CM numbers: 105406, 105408, 105409, 10510, and there's to be Chapter 62 compliance. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, you're not gonna make it.
Oh, yes. Let's get longer, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been, counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, Your Honor.
State any evidence?
Yes, Judge. State would offer states one with attachments.
No objections.
Mr. Nicholas, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 5714W. State, is there any other evidence you would like added to the record?
Yes, Judge. Just for the clarity of the record, the report filed as an attachment states exhibit 1. Most of the dates listed on that are March of 2022.
Yes.
However, the indication in the evidence that's provided in discovery is the date that the material was possessed was actually inclusive of the 6th of December 2021, based on evidence obtained and provided in discovery. And that's the date of the information. And I believe the defense will stipulate that the possession also occurred on that date.
Defense does stipulate.
All right, Mr. Nicholas, do you stipulate to that evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, we just ask that you follow the plea agreement.
All right, the court will find you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in prison. This will run concurrent with 2018 CR 3520W, taking consideration CM 105406, 105408, 105409, 105412. There's to be Chapter 62 registration. There's to be no contact with minors. And the court will give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Judge.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you will need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. All right, I will tell you, many people think that this isn't a crime. Oh, I didn't do anything. I'm just watching photos. But each time you do that, you are victimizing a child. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So honestly, there's nothing I can tell you that will probably make a dent in your psyche. I'm unsure, but you're going to have to not be around children. You understand? At all. Not be on the internet or anything of that nature. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I remember your mother's testimony, and your mother is enabling you. So you're going to have to be an adult. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you. Thank you,
Your Honor.
counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. This young man is been recommended for pretrial diversion. This is my 4th trip here attempting to get that done. He typically arrived with in company of a big brother, big sister volunteer. In fact, she's the one who paid for his lift to come here today. He doesn't own a bicycle. He works at night at Burger King. Apparently, I talked to my staff and they tell me that his volunteer for pretrial this morning, but nothing has been submitted.
All right. So let me ask you something, Mr. Escato Martinez.
Sir.
How old are you?
19,
All right. So you have a big brother or big sister?
so.
All right. So I understand that. And I understand people need help. but you're gonna have to take the via bus maybe. Are you able to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so sometimes you have to do that because this is important, because I was this close to issuing a bond forfeiture, which means you would be in the Bear County Jail. You understand? When you have a court date, you have to show up for that court date. And I know you knew about this court date and you have a reset form. You understand?
Oh, no, Your Honor, because, but I understand though.
All right, you're gonna get a reset form today. You need to fill out the paperwork for pretrial diversion. If you don't fill it out, and if it's not given to them today, when you come back here the next time, I'm not doing that. This case is gonna move for a jury trial. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything that you do not understand? Any of my instructions?
No.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can I give me a date for pretrial diversion? All right, so you're going to get a reset form for August 14th. That means you need to be here on August 14th at 9 a.m. If you are taking the via bus, you just need to make arrangements and see what the bus routes run.
3 mile walk, he can walk. Wouldn't
Yeah.
take that long.
Yeah, I understand. I used to walk. Believe it or not, I used to walk every day to the Bear County Jail because I didn't have a vehicle, and I would see my clients walk. There was a bondsman who had a Coke machine, and I would grab a soda from him because it would be so hot. And I would take the via bus. And for people who are afraid to be on the bus because, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to get on the right route or not. You know, my mom would always tell me, she's like, Stephanie, when you get on the bus, ask the bus driver, does this go here? They'll tell you and say, no, you need bus number 23 or whatever. So you just have to ask, okay? And what I can tell you is, if you're running late, if you can get the 90 bus, which is the Babcock bus, that's the bus that goes on the freeway. It'll get you downtown quickly. If you want to do a leisurely ride, maybe you have some lunch or you're eating breakfast, take the 92. That's the Frederick Burks bus, and you'll get to see a lot of people. If you get on the Looper, you're in trouble because that Looper is exactly what it says. I made a mistake and got on the 551 time, and it's the Looper. It will take you all the way to the bases. And I just sat back and enjoyed the scenery. I'm like, oh, well, here I am. But yeah, so you can do that, okay? All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you give him his reset form.
Wait right there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Wait right there. Thank you.
Hi, we have the interpreter here. Yay. Good morning. It's always great to see you. I know it's going to be a good day when you come down.
Oh, you're gonna make me proud. I feel exactly the same.
Oh, thank you. Jose, we're ready. I'm loving the colors today.
Thank you. The pastels.
Yes, the pastels are great. You know, I always believe that there's a specific color that is somebody's color. You know, you just pop when you wear it. That's your color.
Thank you. Well,
All
I'll
right.
take note of that.
You're
This is
welcome.
the only thing I have in this color.
Hey, now you need to get more.
Right.
I always think when people look great, you need to tell them they look great. You know, people have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, so let me ask you, could everyone please whisper? On this case, is he a citizen or no?
He is not.
All right, so do you have an immigration attorney or no?
No, he does not. He does have an ICE hold. He understands that probably despite any result in this case, he will be transferred to ICE custody, and he would like to just ask for voluntary departure to Mexico, his home country. He doesn't have any intention of like pursuing an immigration case or anything like that to try to remain here.
Okay, all right, even though that's the case, I still want him to have an immigration attorney unless you're going to do the immigration work to let him know what will happen in these cases.
Okay, I am not gonna do the immigration work. I can reach out to the, he's court appointed. I can
Yes.
reach out to the MAC office to see if they have the resource to do that.
Oh, they do. So we'll make sure that he has an immigration attorney.
Okay, perfect.
Now, the last time we were here on May 1st, we were to come back on June 29th, then we reset it because I wasn't here.
Yes, sir.
And it's to see whether the feds are picking this up or not.
My understanding is no, Judge, from what I've at least been taking a look at the case, no one's
made it apparent to me that that was gonna happen.
All right. So counsel, do you have all the discovery?
We have lots of discovery, Your Honor.
And Judge, that's kind of what we were gonna talk about specifically in this case. So we have about a box full of discovery specifically related to this case. And it's taken quite a bit of time to even get through a good chunk of that.
Okay.
And so specifically, I'm trying to look at the discovery in regards to this defendant and his involvement.
Okay. So what I want to make sure that we do is I don't want him to get picked up because sometimes the federal government does what they want to do and then we'll just have this case out here. So how long do you think it will take you all to work through that or?
A couple weeks, not an excessive amount of time, 2 to 3 weeks, just because I really just need the time just to have a chance to sit through and look through everything.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, on this case, one, if we can make sure that Mac knows he needs an immigration attorney, see if they can bring somebody down now. Sure. And if you could stay, because I don't know if the person who's coming down is able to speak Spanish or
Oh,
not.
I see. Sure.
Do you speak Spanish? Oh, wow. Okay. So, and then can I get 30-day reset for discovery? And if you all have it sooner than then and you want to come back, just have Ms. Ferguson and she'll put it on the docket.
Okay, perfect.
All right, August 30th. Mr. Soto, is there anything else you need? Any questions?
No.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. It's all good seeing you. Thanks for coming down.
It's my pleasure.
All
You
right.
made my day. May I be
Oh,
excused,
thank you.
Your Honor?
Yes, have a great one.
Thank you. You too.
Court is calling 2022 CR 11927, State of Texas versus Jose Coronado. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
defense?
David Andre Woodard for Mr. Coronado.
And are you Mr. Coronado?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jose Anthony Coronado who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 11927 for the offense of retaliation on January 30th, 2023 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State.
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 13. On or about the 12th day of May, 2023 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jose Anthony Coronado, did then and there fail to apply for, provide documentation of attendance, and comply with all rules, regulations, instructions, and financial agreements as directed by the court and or supervision officer and or the head of or authorized personnel of the following program, anger management class, in violation of condition number 13.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Judge, we waived the other violation alleged in the MTO.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 13, the court could find the true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 13?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition 13 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge, the agreement is for 2 years incarceration.
All right, is that the agreement?
That's our agreement, Judge. I'm just asking the court to follow it.
All right, why didn't he do the class or sign up for the class?
I believe talking to my client, Judge, there was financial issues with paying for the class and things just spiraled. And he just never enrolled in the class.
And what is going to happen to the alleged new offense?
It's going to be dismissed.
Yes, Judge, that's right.
Okay. All right. Is there anything you wish to say, Mr. Coronado?
No, ma'am.
All right, then the court will grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, and there's $1,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. How old are you?
36.
You're gonna have to do better. Don't be the person who's at the prison when somebody shows up and say, how's this run? And they say, let's ask the oldest person in the prison. We call him grandpa. Don't be the grandpa at the prison, okay?
All right.
All right, good luck to you.
Thanks, Judge.
Welcome. Who's here on Eduardo? Are you guys ready on Castilla Bringos?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Hi, so what's happening with this case?
Good morning, Your Honor. I asked to get put on the docket today. He's an inmate. State saying they do need to contact the victim in the case, make sure they're whole before we can receive an
Why is
offer.
he in red?
I don't know that, Your Honor. We'd have to ask.
An inmate fought with me in the jail and tried to take my plate and told me it's just a long story, so I just got into a scrub war.
All right, do you need me to let the deputies know anything?
No, I'm okay.
All right. All right, so state on this one.
So Judge, on this one, there are two victims that we have not been able to contact yet. I did see that there was some contact information in the police report, and so I did ask our victim advocate to reach out to them.
All
And then,
right,
Your Honor, as far as I took myself off the felony wheel back in April, taking a sabbatical started on Monday. So I was really helped. Mr. Rodriguez had been on warrant status for a while. He just came in, so we set him today, hoping to take care of it. I didn't file a motion to withdraw, but I'm gonna be literally in Europe for the next 2 months. So I'd ask.
oh, a sabbatical in Europe, where are you going?
It's my 10-year anniversary for being an attorney. It was in May. That was my 10-year passing the bar. So we're gonna go take it. My girlfriend's never been. We're gonna go to Paris and Lisbon, Barcelona.
Oh my gosh, I love
Yeah,
Paris.
so I've never been. So I've never been on a good vacations first. So it's my 10-year anniversary as an attorney. So
Oh my gosh, why didn't we, excuse me, how many attorneys who were out for 10 years, you decided you were going to Europe for 2 months? Oh, Richard Garcia, we know you went.
hey, Rich is my role model. That's why
Yeah.
we do CPS together.
Yeah. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Norma, can you have Matt come down? All right, if you'll remain, we're gonna see if we can get an attorney to switch out.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Enjoy.
Gonna try.
I love Paris. If you want any advice or whatever, let me know. I try to go to Paris every year.
Yes. We'll do that.
Yes, I love it. It's my favorite place. Now, if you want Paris, Barcelona, and other places, Richard Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll take a seat. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so what's happening with this case?
Judge, I've been working on this case for a year, trying to get it to court to file a motion for a speedy trial. He has been on house arrest for a whole year. I haven't been able to get an offer of any sort or anything. So Ms. Carrillo, Miranda, told me that she's going to be talking to people to see if we can get an offer. So I'd like to a quick turnaround on this case.
Oh.
And also I've filed a motion to amend the conditions of bond so he can go to work. He's been on full house arrest for a whole year. June was a full year.
Oh, well, you know, I don't get a case until it's indicted, so I have it now.
Right.
So we're going to recall it in 2 weeks.
Okay,
And in 2 weeks, we'll hear your motion with regards to the GPS.
okay.
And then hopefully the state will be able to provide an offer to you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, oh, just 1 second.
Thank you.
July 25th, just get a reset form, then you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hello, Mr. Cochran, how you doing?
Doing fine, ma'am, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Cochran, the state has presented a dismissal. I don't know. Could everyone please whisper? I don't know the circumstances behind this case, right? But how old are you?
60. I'll be 60 in March.
Oh, well, happy pre-birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. But this is what I do know. Whatever brought you to this court, if there's a relationship issue, because obviously for you to be here, I know they're dismissing it because they're saying it's insufficient evidence, but whatever brought you here, there had to have been some sort of confusion, right?
Mhm.
So if you're in a relationship with somebody, whatever confusion there was that brought you here, unless that's addressed, that same confusion is going to be there when you all get back together, if you decide to get back together.
I'm not going back that way.
Okay. All right. But whatever confusion that is, if it's something with you, I always tell people get an orchid. And if that orchid survives for after the flowers drop off
Mhm.
and then flowers reappear, then you're ready for a relationship. But if you keep dumping that orchid in the trash because this is not going well,
Mhm.
you're not ready for a relationship. So
Yes,
get an orchid.
Yes, ma'am, I'll get one.
All right.